Diamond Creek Farm presents Southwind Frank, a force of nature who tore through the 2-year-old ranks and left a lasting impression on everything in his path.
It's all Southwind Frank, 2.5 lengths in front. Southwind Frank wins the Breeders' Crown.
Southwind Frank is powering past on the outside. Southwind Frank wrapped up in the first Dancer division.
With the wind at your back, there's no limit to how far you can go. Southwind Frank, standing at Diamond Creek Farm.
Derick Giwner along with the chronically ill Matt Rose here at DRF headquarters.
Thanks for noticing. Thanks.
Ready for another exciting look at some harness racing action here. We have the harness spotlight. We're going to look at a race from Thursday and a race from Friday. The Thursday race, because the Meadowlands is racing Thursday, they're doing 4 Thursdays in December. The first of which will be this Thursday, and we'll get to hear Larry Letterman on the mic, which will be pretty cool.
Yeah. Love Larry Letterman. Wish him the best, and I'm looking forward to listening to him on a, remember, Thursday night action at the Meadowlands. I assume that's why you picked a special race from this Thursday?
That's why I picked the Thursday race here because, well, it's the Meadowlands and they tend to handle pretty well. And Thursday has 9 races on the card. Post time's just a little bit after 7 o'clock, probably about 7:20.
7:15 plus potential drag
plus
time.
Potential drag, somewhere between 7:20 and 7:25. We expect the first race to go off. We're going to look at the 5th race. It's non-winners of 5,000 and last 5 starts. Matt knows I like to cherry pick these races out, and this one I happen to like a horse, and that's why I picked it. But I didn't tell Matt who it is. What do you think, Matt?
I think you either like the 2 or the 3. I kind of vaguely remember you being a Calvin B fan, but then I look over at your sheet and you have some like yellow highlighted stuff next to "I Will Make You Say Wow," which I will offer in full disclosure. That's who I like in this race. But you know, enough with the suspense. You picked this race. Who you betting?
I picked this race because I absolutely love I Will Make You Say Wow. Love I Will Make You Say Wow. This horse loves this track. 8 for 24, I believe it is, over the last 2 years at this track. You know, usually makes a good amount of money here. Last time he was here, it was a non-winners at 8,500, a class up. Post position number 10, really had no shot in that race. Now he drops back down. I just think you're going to see a huge mile from this horse. Mike Merton's been driving great here.
It's one of the reasons why I like him. Mike Merton's been doing very well, 13 wins in this abbreviated meet so far, mostly all on overnight races. Like you mentioned, this horse has 4 wins this year at the Meadowlands, 4 wins last year at the Meadowlands, with the exception of Calvin B, who kind of likes his surface also. Not very many, not that stellar efforts from the rest of the field over the Meadowlands surface, and there's really nothing to get excited about in this race. And I agree. I agree with you. You look at I Will Make You Say Wow. You look at his last start on Monticello. He went wide. He flattened 59-1. That track was rated 3 seconds slow. And you look at his races at Pocono, where he hit the board in his last 2, finished 3rd, flashing speed in both of those. He's certainly fast enough to go with these. And in a race where it's excited to get excited about anyone else, maybe Calvin B with some back class there.
Calvin B raced okay last time.
It was just okay.
Got away slow. You're getting a new driver this week, Andrew McCarthy. Could certainly make a little bit of a difference. Who's also been
driving lights out recently. But yeah, again, this horse sometimes seemingly smart money comes in on him. He's always he could be overbet, and I don't see anything that makes him stick out here where I would love to bet him at what may be a short price. Seal the Deal is a morning line favorite. I don't know what to make of him. 5-2 morning line, off almost a month with a 6 scratch. I don't
wasn't a higher class one last year. I mean,
true, higher class from the 8 hole, kind of like this the same MO as I Will Make You Say Wow. But I don't know, that almost month off and a scratch sick. Is he worthy of a short morning line? I don't know how he's going to get played here. I suspect Calvin B and I Will Make You Say Wow may take more money than that. So what kind of price are we getting on I Will Make You Say Wow?
2 to 1? 8 to 5.
8 to 5. Okay, so then who are you using underneath, unless you're making a win bet?
I mean, I think Calvin B is the one I'm probably going to be using underneath. I might try to take a shot with number 5, Twin Creeks Jesse, who's 10 to 1 on the morning line. You know, last time we saw him here was in non-winners at 8,500, also up in class. You know, didn't race that well from an outside post. Before that was way down in class and was really good. This is somewhere in the middle of those two. I could see him maybe sneaking in there. He should be 12 to 1, 10 to 1.
You know what? He's year in and year out. He's 9 years old now. He's made almost over 375,000. He's a classy horse that just picks up checks week in, week out, year in, year out. type of horse in this class you can never discount. I'm definitely going to use him on my ticket. Maybe Live On. When we last saw him here racing against Lesser, but he's shown some speed and occasion. Maybe he can get out of the gate, get a nice spot, and be close up and be able to hit the tickets.
He's a decent horse, just kind of needs everything to go his way. He's not the kind of horse that's going to, gut it out on the rim or be used hard early and have plenty left late.
But he's definitely a candidate underneath. Another horse closing on $400,000 left on.
No doubt about it. So we both got two thumbs up on number 3, I Will Make You Say Wow, in the 5th race on Thursday at the Meadowlands. I'm sure Larry Letterman will give us a good call on that one.
And some sports scores probably mixed in.
Perhaps. Maybe the Knicks are playing.
The Knicks are playing.
Race number 3 on Friday is Woodbine Mohawk Park. We're going to look at it's the preferred filly and mares, and we have a 6-horse field, but it's a pretty interesting field here. We get Darwin on the Beach, who we all know she's made over $1 million in her career. Really nice horse. Sam Between Your Toes, also a millionaires. And we get a 3-year-old in the field in AA Mint.
Yeah, we saw AA Mint basically dominated cheaper class, and it's interesting. A 3-year-old, I guess you could say towards the end of the season, she's the end of her 3-year-old year. I guess she's seasoned enough where she might be good enough to tackle tougher. We saw her in the Breeders' Crown finalist. You know what? I think she plays very well in this race. You see Louis Philippe sticking around for the drive for Richard Moreau, who trains the 1 and the 2 in here. But you know what? All eyes have to be on Darwin on the Beach here, who really was set up with a rather flat outer flow and just absolutely stormed home.
Yeah, let's take a look at that race. I mean, she really did fly home. I mean, you could see here she's just moving wide here, coming off the final turn, and this is some burst.
Yeah, Sam Between Your Toes had it all her own way, 56.5. Square sprinting away a couple lengths. Dawn on the Beach had to stack wide and just, as you can see, just basically on her own with almost no encouragement whatsoever. Just shows her class and storms right by. I mean, that's not a spot where she could have been expected to win from, and she still was able to storm home. And you know what? I don't see any reason why she doesn't come back and beat most of the same horses, with the exception of the 3-year-old, who I will chalk it up and use underneath. But
also in that field, if you look, one of the horses that was closing between horses had a little bit of pace. There was Kendall Sealster, finished up nicely in that mile. Unfortunately, stuck with the outside of the 6 horses. I mean, it's only a 6-horse field, but still, you don't want to be outside and trying to be catching up to some nice mares.
Yeah, listen, she's a legit preferred mare. She's always races well at this level, but again, yes, it's only a 6-horse field, but she's stuck in the 6 hole. You got to figure that Exhilarated right to her inside is going to be leaving the gate. Dawn on the Beach, we know she can leave. I mean, I assume she's not going to get away 11 lengths back at the quarter like she wasn't last week when she stormed home. So will Kendall Sealster probably be coming from last and be at the mercy of the pace and having to find room? Probably yes, and that's that unless Sylvain Filion can fire from the gate. But I'm probably not going to use her this week in the 2nd spot, maybe in the 3rd spot or the 4th spot in a small superfecta play. But I'll go with Dawn on the Beach. I don't see any reason to jump off the bandwagon. She might even be stronger now than she was last week. And I'll use AA Mint, the 3-year-old, and Exhilarated, who another mare from the Carmen Osceola barn. She's just there every week, picks up checks every week, $200,000 in the bank. Good 2nd last week once she shook free from the pocket. I don't see any reason why she won't be forward placing and be part of this number.
I wish I knew what driver Bob McClure was going to do on Darwin on the Beach this week. You know, it seems like a spot where maybe he could take a shot and leave.
That's what I'm thinking.
And if he does leave, I kind of like her in this spot. But if he's going to take her off the pace again here, I don't know that I like her, because I think Sam Between Your Toes is certainly going to leave. I think AA Mint will be, fast away and in a good position. And to me, if I'm sitting in the pocket, I'd rather have AA Mint sitting a pocket trip the whole race than Darwin on the Beach coming 1st over or even 2nd over, whichever they choose. And so I just thought AA Mint would give me a better price. I like the fact that she came home with 26 and a piece last time. She showed before that she could stick close to the pace, and sprint home with that quick late foot. And I think like I said, she's going to be the better price of the 2. I think so. Darwin on the Beach probably going to be even money or so.
I think you're looking at about an even money 2-1 or 5-2 proposition. Sam Between Your Toes might be ignored a little bit, losing Louis Raw and off that really no excuse effort. You know what? She's certainly capable.
My only problem there is that even if she gets a slow pace, let's say she gets a 57.5. right? I still think Double A Mint's going to sprint home faster than her, and she can catch that.
No,
line,
I agree.
you know?
That's why I think is it impossible for her to bounce back and win? Absolutely not. But she's going to have to show more late. But she might be the horse that's kind of ignored in the wagering, you know. And you might get 5, 6, 7 to 1 on a horse that is legit. But with that said, she'll only be underneath for me. I think Darwin on the Beach is even stronger this week, and she gets the nod for me.
Darwin on the Beach for Matt, Double A Mint for me. That's race 3 on Friday at Woodbine Mohawk Park. We'll be back next week. Good luck.